let's start with a very simple, straightforward question for Donald Trump, shall we? Are you losing control of the Senate, Mr. President?
Are you losing control of the Senate, sir? Are you losing control of the Senate Republicans?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I know. And the answer is yes. Losing, going, gone. Donald Trump is absolutely losing control, folks, and the Senate knows it. Literally at the same moment Trump was answering the question in the Oval Office, his acting Attorney General Todd Blanche was on Capitol Hill trying to convince Republican senators that Trump's $1.8 billion slush fund is actually a great idea. He even sent along a little one-page fact sheet before he got there. And get this, the document included a note saying that Republican senators themselves could apply to receive a little cash. Y'all get a little piece of this, too. In other words, Trump and his attorney general seem to be dangling the idea of a financial payoff for a few senators ahead of that meeting. But despite that little carve-out, this slush fund is so politically toxic that even Republicans want nothing to do with it. Multiple news outlets are now reporting that the 90-minute meeting between Blanche and Senate Republicans was a complete disaster. Punchbowl News called it incredibly tense and hostile. CNN called it a Republican revolt. And Semaphore reports that the meeting was described as an absolute shit show by two people briefed on it. And that's saying something. According to Punchbowl, more than 20 Republican senators spoke out against the president's slush fund. So, folks, when was the last time you heard 20 Republicans say anything to oppose Donald Trump or what he's done? Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski told Politico that the White House had dropped a bomb on Senate Republicans. Republican Senator Susan Collins told CNN she could not support it. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy said he could not see, quote, any legal precedent for the fund. Republican Senator John Curtis told the Wall Street Journal, I don't like the fund at all. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell, said in a statement, quote, so the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops? Utterly stupid, morally wrong. Take your pick. MAGA Senator Ron Johnson had tough words for the president as well, telling CNN somebody described it as a galactic blunder. And I think that's probably true. And even Trump's number one bootlicker, Senator Lindsey Graham, God bless him, couldn't bring himself to get fully on board. He told Politico, quote, conceptually, I understand what Trump's trying to do. I don't know. I think we need to ask more questions, end quote. When Lindsey Graham has questions, you've got problems. And then there was this from Republican Senator Thom Tillis.
I think it's stupid on stilts.
Why?
Because it will invariably put us in a position where your taxpayer dollars and my taxpayer dollars could potentially compensate someone who assaulted a police officer, admitted their guilt, got convicted, got pardoned, and now we're going to pay them for that? That's absurd. The American people are going to reject this out of hand. When you take money from me to give to a purpose that I vehemently disagree with, that's tyranny.
Well, I guess we finally reached the point where a sitting Senate Republican is ready to call this tyranny. Better late than never, I guess. And look, we don't know exactly what Todd Blanche said to those senators to make them so upset about all of this. But what we do know is that when he talks about the whole thing publicly, it's not that very convincing.
Would you be okay with people who were convicted of hurting police getting taxpayer money?
Just to be clear, people that hurt police get money all the time.
Wouldn't the average taxpayer respond and say, okay, but why is that now my problem? Why do my tax dollars now need to go to people who are upset about their involvement in investigations?
I do not think the American people have issues with that. To the contrary, I think they do want their tax dollars spent on things like that.
People who've hurt police get money all the time? Taxpayers want their money to be spent on this? No wonder Senate Republicans left the meeting so pissed off. This whole thing was so bad that Republicans actually canceled the vote for their big funding bill and skipped town, which means no funding, at least for now, for Trump's ICE agents or for his big, beautiful ballroom. And Donald Trump has no one to blame but Donald Trump.